So today we're going to show you how to make some money-making monograms using only xTool creativespace and the new S1 40-watt diode laser.
Now the question of this video is, can we do this fast enough and efficiently enough to be able to do this at the craft show? So we're going to be keeping some clocks, keeping some time, and see if we can replicate this process at the show on site.
Kim's got her stopwatch ready. Step 1, we're going to create our design using only xTool creativespace, no other design software.
Here we are in Creativespace. xTool Creativespace is xTool's free design software. This software is a program that you'll download. You can use this without internet access. It will connect directly to your machine. And this one instance connects to all of our xTool machines. We don't need separate instances of this software.
And we're going to start with our text. When we click on the little text, the little box pops up in the middle, but you actually enter your text over here on the right hand side. So we're going to start with an M. And we already know that we want this to be Times New Roman. This is going to be our split monogram piece at the bottom. Now it does have some xTool typefaces, but then it does get into your system typefaces. So any fonts you have, you can use inside the tool. Let's stretch this guy out. Let's start by making him 8.5.
And we want it bold.
Oh, that's right. Let's bold this guy. Alright, now let's draw a box. Insert a rectangle. We're going to make a box about an inch high, or an inch and a half high, right across the middle. Right about there. We're going to grab both. We're going to come up to combine, but we're not going to combine them, we're going to subtract. So it subtracts that top layer from the bottom layer. Now I got a couple of different pieces here. We're going to put another rectangle up in here. We're going to make this rectangle. We're going to unclick this little, we're going to unlock this little lock here, which locks our
aspect ratio.
Thanks, Kim. We're going to make this 12 inches wide and about a little less than quarter inch tall. I'm going to Control-C, Control-V to duplicate that. Drag this one down. Let's go ahead and make sure everything is aligned horizontal. And zoom in. I'm going to make sure these boxes here, these rectangles, just barely touch. Scooch this guy down. He's in. Alright, I think we're all in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Grab everything, go back up to combine, and we're actually going to combine everything with unite. Now I have two pieces. Zoom back out.
Yeah, do you want to fill those so that we can kind of see what that's going to look like?
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to see.
Alright.
There you go, yeah.
But this middle piece is too skinny, and I'm unable to ungroup them. So we're going to draw another rectangle. I'm just going to grab both, copy, paste, drag one of these over here. Move this box down.
Now what you're trying to do here is create the top piece and the bottom piece.
Yeah, so I'm going to grab both. Now the rectangle should be laying on top. I'm going to subtract. We're just left with the top piece. I'm going to do the same over here. Subtract. Just left with the bottom piece. Now I can move them around. We'll drag these back over here, and we're going to make sure they're aligned horizontal. Alright, time for our last name that goes across the middle. Back over the text box. We're going to type in the name, Melton. Is that correct?
Yep.
I hate typing in the names. And for this one, we're going to use Jakarta signature.
And I chose this font because it kept things, the letters were very close to the same size. There were no low-hanging swoops at the top, at the bottom, or large swoops at the top. And
Alright, so what do you think about that?
I think I want it stretched from end to end.
Alright, so make it just a scooch bit bigger this way, and I'm going to come up and unlock the aspect ratio. I'm just going to drag it out to the edges. What do you think?
I don't know. Make it smaller. Let me see.
Alright, smaller.
Looks a little too stretched.
Too stretched.
Yeah, can you bring it back just a little bit?
Why don't I have my hand? Scooch it back in. Or should I just make it taller?
Yeah, let's try making it taller.
Let's drag this bottom part down.
Close,
I can scooch it up. That's in creative. Now back up. Alright, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that looks good. I think that's what we need to just stretch it out a little bit.
Alright, so we'll weld these.
Okay, right. So zoom in so they can see exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Alright, so now that we're happy with it, I'm going to click on the font again, and down here I'm going to weld these. But if I just click square so you can see why, and I'll zoom in.
Yeah.
See how they're overlapping? Now if I change these to cut, they're still overlapping. So each one of these letters will cut out of the other letter, and you'll just have a bunch of pieces. So we're going to weld everything. And you'll see how it took out all those little tails that we're touching, and it made it all one piece. It's now an object. It's no longer a text, and you'll see when you select it, you don't get your little text box up here anymore. You can't change the text. It is what it is. We'll just make all of these cut. That's where we're headed. And then let's add the established date, right? We'll insert another rectangle. Down here. Unlock the aspect ratio. I don't know, that's a pretty good size. Let's type out our words. We'll add another text box. We'll put in EST 2023. And we'll also make this times New York. Do you want this one bold also? Bold. We'll make them match.
I think it needs the period. EST looks like it's floating a little bit. And can you fill it again? It's hard for me to see with just lines in this design.
Alright, let me copy that rectangle and put it on this other side.
It seems a little thick. I know we don't want it too thin, it'll break.
These guys?
Mm-hmm.
And let's bring it down to, what do you say, 1/8 inch? We'll compromise. There you go. How's that?
What are the ribbon holes?
I'm not there yet. Oh, the ribbon holes are 1/8 of an inch.
Okay, then yeah, I would say about that thick.
Okay.
And then
I'm going to grab all these. We'll go up to a line. Going a line vertically. And then distribute horizontally. That would be cool. Let's grade everything so you can see what it looks like. Let's make sure everything is aligned horizontally.
okay, I think it looks good.
Alright.
That's way easier to see filled in. I couldn't really tell.
Let's draw a circle around this and make it a door hanger now. Let's try that circle thing again. I'm drawing a circle around this. Holding shift. We'll come up top. Let's make sure it's 16 inches with the aspect ratio. It'll do 16 by 16. Hey, that fits pretty nicely on the round
nice.
already.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, okay. Let's give it some ribbon slots. So I'm going to insert a shape, basic shapes, and they got this like rounded corner rectangle. Bring this guy up here. Unlock the aspect ratio, and I do 1.125 by 0.125. Oops, I forgot.
0.125.
I forgot the point. has a big ribbon hole, and it didn't take. What's wrong with my point?
There it goes.
There we go. Alright. Copy, paste. Zoom in. Drag this guy over here.
Oh, is that what we want? Or you needed I thought it was a rounded rectangle. I just made it an oval.
Yeah, it's kind of ovally. Let me just put a rectangle in there.
Well, can you do a rectangle with rounded corners? Let's see.
Shape. I thought that would. Oh, here we go.
There you go. That's what we want.
That's better. Unlock. 1.125. Oh, I guess you have to hit enter. 1.125. Oh, it is already.
You did it. Yeah.
0.125.
No.
Nope, didn't take it, huh? 0.
No, it definitely doesn't like the 0. Just put the point.
Point.
Oh, you know what? This is, I think, a quirky thing. Make it 1.125.
1.125?
Hit enter.
Yeah.
And now change the 1 to a 0. I found this the other day when I was doing something.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, every time I hit 0 point.
It does not let you start with a 0.
Huh. That's good to know. Thanks, babe. And that looks like a much better ribbon hole. Copy paste. I like this because it's kind of like Adobe. You see how it gives me those measurements in between and it tells me when I'm aligned. Yeah, those are a little far apart. Bring it back together. Let's make sure that they're aligned vertically. Alright, what do you think? Hey, do you need a little hole for greenery?
Great question. The sample photo that I'm working from, this is going to be a wedding gift for someone, actually has the ribbon and bow kind of on the left-hand side.
Oh, off to the side. Okay, so you want to like a...
It's going to cover it up. I'm thinking maybe something right there.
Right here?
Right, yeah. The letter that is in the example photo that I'm looking at is an S, and so that's easy to push to the right. M does not push to the right. It is the full sign. So I say...
I'll just do copy, paste. I'll just bring this down to like, what, a ½ inch?
Yes, something half of what it is now.
Oh, it wouldn't let me do point again.
It won't. You're going to do 1.5, and then you can change that 1 to a 0. Enter.
0.
There you go.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? So that's a little quirky thing. I'm sure they'll figure that out.
Cock it to the side. And over here.
Down a little, down a little. I think right there. Yeah. What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. Alright, let's go ahead and cut everything out. Let's do this. I'm gonna copy paste, make a copy of it over here. I don't need this background. I'm gonna delete it. All of this stuff here, we're gonna move to the red layer. That's my cut layer. Now all of this stuff here, just the backer pieces, I'm going to move to my cut layer, make those red. But I'm going to leave these blue ones score. So now I'm going to set my score and then set for cut. Now I don't have my measurements or my settings yet. This was just the design piece, but I think we're good to go.
I changed my mind. Can you put the ribbon hole in the center at the top?
This ribbon hole? Okay.
Well, I figured there it's so close, I might as well. It's going to be touching the thing, so we're just going to do a center version of it.
When you first said that, I was like, I hope it's not the font. But as long as we're just moving the ribbon hole.
Yes, I think that's pretty easy.
Yeah, here we go. Like up in here? Alright. Let's make sure everything is pull this group